Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And so we have confirmation now, confirmed, 100% confirmed. He is the new Batman. Robert Pattinson is the new Batman. It's confirmed right here. Headline confirms it, right? Robert Pattinson is officially the Batman. And a lot of people are very excited about this, considering that last week or the other week when it came out, it was a lot of like, really? Really? Is this where we are now? Captain Sparkle Pants is going to be the new Batman. And I know that's not fair to Pattinson. He was in Twilight a long time ago and he was contractually obligated to star in those turds of movies. I get it. And he's done a lot more since then. I don't think a lot of people are ever fully going to get past Twilight until they see him in the role. Similar to Heath Ledger being cast as the Joker, when you're like, really? Like, that's what you want to go over? And then you see him and you're like, rub the nipple sort of thing, right? That gets, anyway, this is what the article says. This is just kind of a comparison look there. Oh, hey, he's Batman. There you go. Anyway, Warner Brothers has closed the deal for the Twilight actor to play the Caped Crusader in The Batman. Matt Reeves' superhero tentpole hits theaters June 25th, 2021. 2 years away. 2 years. Here's the thing. It's not that long. It's not as long as you might think. There's a lot happening in those 2 years. It will be here before you know it. Now, Variety first reported on May 16th that Pattinson was in negotiations for the part. The studio confirmed on Friday that he had signed a deal. Now, remember, it was up between him and Nicholas Hoult, who plays the Beast in the X-Men films. And I think Pattinson, between the two of them, probably would be the better person. I like Hoult, but he's already done the comic book character. And having him go from being the Beast to being Batman, I think is a little bit, no. No. I mean, he's done in that world now anyway, and it's not like people haven't made the jump before, but still, no, I'm good. Anyway, pre-production on the Warner Brothers DC Comics pick is expected to start this summer. No official start date has been set for the filming of the Batman. And that is interesting that they're going to start shooting it this summer and it doesn't come out for 2 years. Now that must mean that they're doing a lot of CG work on this. There's going to be a lot of things going into this. And I say that because the idea was meant to be more of a constrained Batman film, more of a noir take on it, something that would be more intimate in nature. So why would you need to shoot it 2 years in advance for it to come on out? So, well, I mean, maybe that's the case, or maybe they're trying to prep something akin to perhaps Lord of the Rings or any of the films that have come out in years, couple year order and whatnot. Anyway, this is what Deadline says here. They say they've got to work to cut out a deal that will clearly include options for 2 more films, but this is considered a formality in a drawn out process. Reeves' films tracks Bruce Wayne in the formative stages of Batman, which is why they needed an actor in his early 30s. This film will in no way carry on the work that Ben Affleck did as the older Batman in Batman v Superman and Justice League. So right off the bat, what does that tell us in that those like 3 sentences? There's a Batman trilogy, and Affleck is technically still Batman. It does not carry on the work, meaning that it takes place before then. It's going to be like the Joker and leading into the DCEU. So this is young Batman. This isn't like Batman Year One or nothing, but this is like close enough to Batman Year One. And it's going to be a trilogy of films that are going to then probably still be tied into the older version of the character 20 years down the road, who is now, old and cynical and bitter. So does this mean, I mean, if Deadline makes sure to say here that this is in no way going to carry on the work of Ben Affleck as older Batman in the movies that he was in, does that ultimately mean that Affleck isn't as out as we thought? Now, that's been a speculation for a long time. And arguably that would require its own video to go through, but it's entirely possible that they decided to go this route in order to give Affleck time to get his fucking life together, clear up his shit, and come back to the role. Because Warner's is a loyal company. At the end of the day, Warner Brothers will always back its own horses. And Affleck, they gave him $75 million or whatever to do Live by Night after he won them the Best Picture for Argo a couple of years ago. And they really wanted him to be Batman. They really wanted this. And he was always supportive, and he never talked ill about the company, despite what went on behind the scenes with DC Comics. And even now, once he's left it, we kind of know that he's still been talking positive. And I think that it has a lot to do with the fact that he is going to still be Batman down the road. Whenever they do Justice League 2, I think it will be Affleck. I'm going to hold on to that thought. I have no idea if that's going to be accurate or not, but it's definitely interesting. So this is what we know. This is where we are. And I want to know what you think. Do you think this is going to be a good choice? Pattinson, you think he's going to be good? Or are you hoping that Affleck comes back for another go of it down the road once he gets himself all clean? Which again, that's speculation that could or could not happen. But I think that they're setting this early on and they're not having it impede anything to do with those movies. Obviously indicates it's a prequel and obviously indicates they haven't cast or thought about anybody else for older Batman as the DCEU moves further down the road, right? They're working on what the New Gods right now, possibly Shazam 2, depending. They've already announced Shazam 2, but whether or not it happens, I have no idea. Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 1984, potentially Wonder Woman 3. There's a lot that can go into this, which means that Affleck returning as Batman is still something that could happen. And yes, I'm going to be hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping because I loved him as Batman. And I hope that he wows me over. I hated Twilight films. I saw him in a movie called Remember Me that ended with 9/11 and I didn't care for it. Maybe he's grown, but I'm going to hold out judgment until I see him in the part. So there's that. But your thoughts, your opinions, write them down. Have yourself a great day, guys.